Hey, how's it going? Stephen here from understandingaudio.com. In part 1 of this video, I showed you how to loudness match the tracks in your reference set to each other. If you haven't watched that yet, it might make sense to do that first. So once again, the reason why we loudness match our references is because even half a decibel of a difference in perceived loudness can influence our decisions as to what sounds good. Most of the time, our brains perceive louder as better, so we really want to make sure that we're making comparisons and creative decisions based on tracks that are loudness matched. In part 1, I went through the whole process of matching the 20 excerpts by ear. Now it's time to test the accuracy of my judgment with a loudness meter. There are plenty of free and premium meters out there that you can use, but for the purposes of this video, I'm using NewGen's VisLM2. What we use to compare each track is the integrated LUFS, or loudness unit's full scale value. The reason why we use the integrated value is because we're looking for the average loudness of the material rather than the short-term or momentary loudness. Now I'll play clip 1 up to the crossfade and get the average integrated LUFS reading for this clip. So we've got a reading of minus 19.1 for the integrated LUFS. Now that I've got that, I'll move on to clip 2 and get the integrated LUFS reading for this clip. So the integrated reading I've got for this track is minus 16.7, which means there's a difference of 2.4 loudness units. Now, all I need to do to adjust this track is to bring the clip gain down 2.4 decibels to match the LUFS reading of minus 19.1 from clip 1. Grabbing the clip gain line and pulling it down will adjust the level that I need, and the aim is to get it to minus 2.4 or as close as possible. So let's see how close we can get it. Minus 2.3. Okay. All right, let's try it at minus 2.3. Perfect. So now track 1 going into track 2 should match each other, and the integrated LUFS should be minus 19.1 for the both. As you can see and hear, the integrated LUFS reading of both tracks is now the same, even though there was originally a difference of 2.4 in the LUFS reading. That's down to the fact that I originally loudness matched these tracks without a meter, so it just goes to show you how important this process is. Now we'll move on and loudness match clip 3 to clip 2. First of all, we'll get an integrated LUFS reading of clip 3, so let's listen to that first. So clip 3 has an LUFS reading of minus 17.8. That means this clip needs to be adjusted by 1.3 loudness units to match clip 2 and clip 1. So following the same process, I'll make this adjustment using the clip gain line and try and get it as accurate as possible. Now let's have another listen and keep our eyes on the integrated LUFS reading. Okay, it's not quite there, so let's take it down a little bit further. It's only a minor adjustment, so 0.2 dB will probably do it. And then let's have another listen and keep an eye on that meter. Now we're on the right track. As in part 1, rather than making you stay and listen to me do this from my entire reference set, I'll just fast forward to what my loudness match reference set looks and sounds like. So here's the loudness match reference set that I put together using a meter. Let's have a quick scan through my tracks to hear what some of the set sounds like now that it's been more accurately matched using a meter. Remember that the goal here is that we see minus 19.1 in the integrated LUFS window at the end of playback. The short-term window is important, but just not as important as the integrated LUFS reading because we're looking at the average level across all of this material. So if you remember from the start of the video, the integrated LUFS reading that we got from clip 1 was minus 19.1. And that's what we want to be looking for all the way through the reference set for each of our tracks. Now let me pull in my own mix and set things up so that both my reference set and my mix are being monitored and read by the same loudness meter. To do that, I'll set up my submix and stereo bus tracks and have one instance of VisLM2 running on the stereo bus. You can set this up any way you'd like, as long as your mix and your reference tracks are being monitored by the same plugin. So here you can see I've got my submix, which is a master fader track, feeding my stereo bus, which is an auxiliary track. Again, when you want to actually use these references to compare against your own mix, you just need to adjust the fader on the reference track itself to loudness match to your mix. The output of both my reference set and my mix are routed to the stereo bus, and on my stereo bus I have the new gen VisLM2. Remember, you can use any loudness meter you'd like. So first I need to get an integrated LUFS measurement from my mix. So that's a reading of minus 24.2 for my mix. In the last video, I had decided to adjust the fader by minus 5.9 dB to match the loudness of my reference set with the loudness of my mix. This was done by ear. Now I want to see how accurate I was. If I play back the reference set, I'll adjust the fader so that the loudness meter registers an integrated LUFS reading of minus 24.2 to match my mix. minus 24.3, but we'll let that one go. Finally, let's flip back and forth between my mix and my reference set. The integrated loudness should remain the same at the minus 24.2 mark.
Feel the warmth will never die. We're like diamonds in the sky. You're a shooting star.
I fly higher than the Jews from off your block. My name black, the style is a we up close on them with toast, but no
So remember that we're looking for the integrated LUFS reading to be minus 24.2 at the end of playback. Minus 24.4. So we can adjust the fader by 0.2 and go back and listen to that again and then check the integrated LUFS reading, but I'm not going to do that right now. Now that we've gone through this process, we're in a much better place than we were at the end of part 1 to make informed mixing decisions for our own music based on our reference tracks and our taste. This takes out a huge amount of guesswork at the beginning of a mix and throughout the whole process. The whole point of this is to get your mixes sounding even more professional and polished. If they're already there and you don't need my help, then congratulations and share your secrets with the rest of us. If you'd like to figure out how to make sure that the final result of every project is a unique, professional sounding mix, then I can help you. I've put together a free guide for you that helps you tap into your own taste and open up your skills so that you start and finish each project using the one hack that guarantees a unique, professional sounding mix every time. This video ties in completely with what I talk about in the guide, and I'd love for you to get the most out of your mixes. That's why I wrote it in the first place. To pick it up for free, just go to getpromixes.com. It's really easy to follow, and there's lots of information in there on taking the steps to getting your mixes sounding like the pros. So grab it while it's free at getpromixes.com. I know this video is a little longer than usual, so thanks for sticking around to watch and listen. If you found this helpful, don't forget to click the subscribe button for more videos. See you in the next one.